Long, long ago, under the clear, cloudy African blue sky, a rain dancer was born. It is said when a rain dancer is born, the naming ceremony happens this very same night the dancer is born, under a star-filled sky. It was during this ceremony that lightning struck and cracked a rock right in front of the rain dancer. It was said then that the rain dancer's destiny was set in stone. They named her Nompumelelo. It was during the years of dancing in the valley and swaying and swinging with the winds that as Nompumelelo grew and learned her natural way to dance and understand the rhythm of her feet and all that she was born to do, that she decided that she needed to grow bigger and broader and learn from a world that was bigger than where she was. It was with that decision that she decided to go learn a skill far, far away in a land that no one from her valley had ever been. It was a daunting time for her and her family to decide and let her to dance and take her rhythm out of the place they all lived into uncharted territory where no one could attest to all the wildness and calmness she would meet that side. It was decided that it was time for Nompumelelo to leave the valley. The night before she left, there was a dancing ceremony where everyone was feeling the rhythm and dancing towards the chanted songs of the ancestors of the land that they lived in. That very night was the last night before Nompumelelo came back to the valley with the skill that would be the catalyst of the valley growing through the years. The next morning, Nompumelelo took her luggage and her bags, accompanied by the other traditional dancers and rain dancers from her valley. They all danced their ways towards the airport where she would embark on the trip and climb on the plane, the bird that would fly her across the oceans to a place that no one knew or understood or fathomed or could even think about what it looked like. During her trip to the airport, Nompumelelo looked out of the window and saw the valley she grew up in. She understood that as she would come back with the skill to teach the valley. For her, the skill that she was going to learn was a skill of healing. The herbs and spices from the ground and create the medicines she longed to fetch from the big city to teach the people back home, to heal the people back home. As she arrived in the big city, she found that the diversity of the city was so multicolored it was the same as the rainbow. She found that during her time of learning to heal, as she danced away in the streets they call long, and in the oceans that are truly blue and the sands that are white, she realized that the amount of skills to be learned were bigger than the bigness of the city. She found that there were as many as sardines during sardine season. She found that when she was fishing, she caught a fish she never intended to fish, a fish that was bigger than her anticipation. As lightning struck during her fishing season, she realized that the lightning was the same lightning that struck many, many moons ago that created her destiny that was stuck in stone, written in stone, was relived and came back as a destiny of dancing. She danced her way to the realization, to the graduation of the fact that she is a rain dancer, an African rain dancer. Nompumelelo had to journey back home with her newfound skill of dancing. Her journey back home was going to be on a train. The train was not like the bird she came with when she first arrived in the city. The train was a prolonged journey a journey that would take multiple days for her to be able to come up with the story to tell her family on how her destiny is to dance under the African sun. Throughout the days she journeyed home, all she could hear was the of the train. As she arrived, the day she arrived back in the valley from the big city, she was greeted by all the dancers in the city, all the dancers back home, with the realization that she was a dancer.